edition of The Lead. I'm Hayes Carline. Pleased to be joined with Ryan O'Halloran, columnist of the Florida Times-Union. We've got JJ LaSelva. We've got World Cup soccer going on. Spain, Belgium in a dandy so far, 1-1 at the half. What did you make of, I know it happened a few days ago, but we haven't had a chance to talk to you yet, Ryan. What did you make of the U.S. soccer run? Success or failure?
Neither.
Okay.
It's just there.
Yeah.
Good to be back after having last week off. What you didn't, if you're a U.S. soccer fan, what you didn't want to have happen is lose by being embarrassed. Well, they lost, they were embarrassed, they were overmatched, they were outplayed, they were out-toughed, they were out-skilled. It just shows you the gulf between the top European teams and the United States. Should be a lot of soul-searching going on. And to me, whenever I look at these rosters, these World Cup teams, I look at what club teams are playing for. Way too many American flags next to U.S. players, which means they're playing here domestically. It's not a good league. It's a terrible league. I'm not going to watch it. To think that they're going to get a boost from this tournament is a joke. This tournament's going to be a commercial success for the U.S., but it's not a competitive success for them because they're right where they were 4 years ago, round of 16, getting bounced.
Yeah, and JJ's point out, there were positives. They scored way more goals. They did some things in terms of what they did in the group.
Eye test, they look better.
Eye test, they look better. But
better coaching.
Yeah, but still a ways away. In terms of, I'm really excited about what we're going to do in our next segment as we set the scene here. So Mark Long is going to join us. That of its own would not be. I mean, we kind of put up with Mark. We tolerate Mark. But today it is special to have him with us because Mark went through and is still going through recovering from a very serious car accident the morning of Father's Day. He will tell us more about that, but sustained some life-threatening injuries and 2 weeks removed. He's doing better. He's home and everything. But and he's excited to come on and join us. So we'll talk Gators, we'll talk Jags with Mark Long, but above all else, just glad Mark is able to join us and still able to make us laugh and still able to annoy as well.
Yes. So, I mean, it was happened on a Sunday. I think he was home Friday.
Yeah.
But in between, a lot of stuff going on to get him right, and so we'll let him detail as much as he wants on that when he joins us. But we knew he was getting back to normal with his volume of text messages.
Yes. And they've become more abrasive, which I like. So he's finding the dark corridors of his sense of humor remain intact, which I appreciate.
When you have nothing to do except sit around and recuperate, your mind goes perverse places.
Yes, and we appreciate that.
We appreciate. I'm always there for that.
Makes us laugh. So anyway, Mark will join us in our next segment. That'll be a lot of fun, and certainly glad that Mark is on his way to a full recovery. In terms of Jaguars, we're going to talk a lot of NFL and Jaguars today. Kai Stevens will join us in probably about 40 minutes. Kai will give us the latest with the Jags, tell us what's coming up. And I think they've got a hunt that I think is getting ready to come out. So Kai will tell us about that. She'll promo what else is on Jaguars.com as we get ready. The team on the field later this month for the start of training camp. We're going to get to our Week 4 NFL picks. Now, this is something we did on the Frangie Show the last 3 days with Hacker. And so the point of this, Ryan, was the league has so front-loaded the September schedule. It's glorious. I mean, every one of these weeks has 3 or 4 outstanding matchups, but obviously there's only so many wins to go around. So it's been fun going week to week, and we haven't spent a ton of time on breaking down the matchups necessarily. It's been more just, hey, give us a quick pick. So you'll pick, JJ will pick. If it's a tie, 1-1, then I'll break the tie. But it's been really interesting to see the results, and so we're going to do our Week 4 picks at 5 o'clock, and then we're going to reveal how we picked it for the first 4 weeks of the year to get a sense of some teams that I will say there are some surprises on both sides. There's some teams that I'm not overly high on that are doing great, and there's some teams that I think are really strong teams that are struggling here. So that'll be a lot of fun. We'll do that in the 5 o'clock hour.
You mentioned the front-loaded schedule. The Jaguars are included in that.
Absolutely.
Week 2, AFC best record on the road. Week 3, AFC champion at home. Week 4, a kind of Cincinnati team that's gaining momentum. I'm not buying them as long as a guy like Dalton Reisner is a member of their starting offensive line, one of the greatest phonies in NFL history from when I covered him in Denver, which he literally came up to me in our column this one time. You guys don't like me. And Mark Kisley goes, "You're right." Because he was a rookie. He wanted to be a Thursday guy.
Yeah, that's not good.
And that's not good.
Yeah,
so that we got off to a bad start.
What does that mean?
I only talk on Thursdays.
And is that like a
it's
veteran
reserved
thing?
for they have like two guys that can sort of.
So in Denver, when I was there, the Thursday guy was a guy named Von Miller.
Oh,
Right.
I see.
But then also Von would talk every day. But yeah, so I don't buy the Bengals offensive line at all.
Yeah,
I do buy their defensive line, even without Hendrickson getting Dexter Lawrence. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to go through this schedule here. I think I heard you guys say that front-loaded philosophy or take earlier this week, and to me, I was thinking, okay, what does that lead into in November, December? To me, I think it leads into more flex scheduling. I mean, moving a 1 to a 4, a 4 to a 1,
sure,
and even some of those night games, because there's only been like 1 or 2 Monday night flex games in like the 5 years they've been allowed to do that.
Yeah, it's a very good point. And lots going on today in the world of sports outside the NFL. Scottish Open. How about Scotty Scheffler missing the cut? Shot a 2 over 72 today. Missed the cut by 2 strokes. It wasn't particularly close.
And he had a good day yesterday.
He did, but
his whole thing is like, well, he starts so slow.
Yeah, so
but he started fast and crazy.
Yeah, it was the antithesis of what he's done so far this year, where Thursday's been his bad day. But he wasn't alone in that, which makes me wonder: was there some sort of subconscious, like, get me to Royal Birkdale as soon as possible? Because like Koepka was great yesterday, 4 under, blew up today, missed the cut. Cantlay was co-leader yesterday. Not that he's on their level, but he's a very good player. He's done some good things. Co-round leader yesterday, blew up today, missed the cut. But Scheffler, that's always, it's a huge story because it just hasn't happened. This is Scheffler's first missed cut since 2022, snapping a streak of 78 consecutive cuts made. He was a little over halfway to Tiger Woods' record, which I don't think we'll ever see anybody break.
I was going to say, how much had he gotten even halfway to Tiger? John Rahm was the opposite today.
Opposite, yeah.
I mean, he was tied for 130th yesterday. But real quick on golf, when I say Miles Russell shot a 71 today in Louisville, he missed the cut. But there are a lot of tour players and a lot of European players in that field. So tough field, but it's a great experience for him playing in a tour event.
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm glad you brought up Miles. What an incredible summer
he just made the
had.
Walker Cup team.
Yeah.
Which means he won't be a 3-time winner of the junior players that is on the same week. I'll give you one guess at who may not be happy with that decision. The initials GS in Times Union.
Is Smitter going to have to take over his schedule?
Because I thought he was a local
manager.
Yeah, love it. You look at the Scottish Open with Scheffler out. Rahm, to your point, Rahm's still not really in contention, but he did salvage getting to the weekend. And Rory McIlroy continues to play really strong golf, tied for the lead at 9 under. Matt Fitzpatrick, man, he won't go away.
Well, now he has the longest streak of cuts made.
Is that right?
Yeah,
okay.
And it's 50 less than what Scheffler had, but still. Real quick, before you get to Fitzpatrick, 2 funny Scheffler stats I saw. The last time he missed a cut, the World Cup had not started yet. The Qatar World Cup. And Alcaraz and Sinner had 0 Grand Slams combined. They now have 11.
Wow. That is amazing.
Over 4 years.
And speaking of Sinner at Wimbledon, he beat Joker today in straight sets.
He broke them once in each set. That's the difference.
Yeah. Especially on grass. But yeah, Fitzpatrick is arguably the best golfer in the world right now. It might be Wyndham Clark or it might be Matt Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. We're going to talk some Jaguars. One question that I have, we'll get Ryan to weigh in on it here before we get to break and bring in Mark Long, but we'll come back to it. We're going to take your calls, your texts in about 20 minutes, 641-1010. And the question and what we're going to tackle is, who do you trust on this roster? Like, who do you think is the most trustworthy to do their job? We're not looking for the breakout guy. We're looking for the player that you just believe has the best chance to do what we have become accustomed to doing. Now, we understand they have 3 fantastic specialists. We're not going to, with apologies to Gene Fournette, we're not going to sit here and talk about the punter and the kicker and the long snapper, but they're great and they're very reliable. But we're talking about offense, defense. Which players do you trust the most to have another year like the years they've had in the past? So, Ryan, with that said, what jumps to you?
Yeah, for me, it's going to start with Jacoby Myers at receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, he may have games where his numbers are 3 catches, but I think Trevor Lawrence knows and trusts that Myers is going to be where he's supposed to be on every route. He get his nose dirty in the run game. He wham blocked Joey Bosa, depleted him in the playoff game. So he brings that toughness. So when we brought that up on the phone today, Myers was the first one. But the good news for Jaguars is that you can list a lot of guys.
Yeah. And that's why I thought it'd be a fun topic, and why I thought it'd be fun to have you guys let us know who you would put at the top of that list. And you can send us a few names, because you're right. I think there's a lot of candidates. Jacoby Myers, certainly. I think Foye Oluokun for me is a guy, like I'm not expecting Foye Oluokun to have some career season. I mean, it'd be great if that happened, but I think Foye Oluokun, if he stays healthy, you can count on 160 tackles and, making sure that guys are where they need to be, and that leadership component. I think Eric Murray, it hasn't been here long,
Yeah.
and it's probably a little early to throw him out as like the third guy, but I think he's somebody that he's reliable. You can trust him. And again, I mean, obviously the stars of the team, you feel like you can trust Tynes Allen. You feel like, I think you're moving closer with Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor's not somebody I'd probably put in the top 5, just because we haven't seen the long stretch of in this league of being somebody that can be counted on week in and week out.
Yeah, and I throw Anton Harrison, that same thing.
Yeah.
The body of work is just a little too narrow for me at this point. And also on defense, to me, availability is that great trust factor. And there are a lot of guys that didn't stay healthy last year. But maybe you put a Buster Brown in that conversation right now. He'd probably be of the corners. Jordan Lewis, if he shows he's healthy, that's another one. So
what about Brent Strange?
If the health thing, if it wasn't for that, I would say he's going to be a guy they can lean on and will lean on. But the hip injury last year sidelined him for 4 or 5 games. So, but yeah, to me, when I look at a player you can trust, man, I'll throw Parker Washington in there, because he really came on when he was given that opportunity over the last half of last season.
Yeah, great stuff. All right, so we'll continue to talk Jags throughout the show, but when we come back, let's bring in our good friend Mark Long, who is, I tell you, we don't know what we're going to get from Mark Long today. He may be on, who knows? I mean, painkillers. I mean,
Pop him right now.
Yeah, going through something as serious as he went through. Like, we really don't know what to expect. So it should be a fun segment. Mark Long talking Jags and Gators. We'll do that next. You're listening to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
What is this?
1010XL. It's on.
1010XL.
It's always on.
Who are you? Jacksonville Sports Radio.
It's what we do.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 9-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Well, it's earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness, all part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Now, look, I've been buying my cars from Nimnick forever. That is a true story. I started in 1982 buying my cars from Billy Nimnick Jr. God rest his soul. He taught me how to buy a car, and I've been doing it ever since. I trust my friends at Nimnick. They care about the community. They care about their customers. They do it right. They've supported our charity, Walk Off Charity, so many times. I really do appreciate that. If you want to buy a car, you want to be treated right, not just when you buy the car, but after the sale as well. Well, that's what they do. They care about their customers. They care about this community, and they care about treating you right. So who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? That answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Visit their showroom off Cassett or go to nimnickchevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Visit us for our Pokemon packs and peruse our bulk Pokemon card boxes. And make sure you can save the date, Sunday, July 19th, for our next TCG and Pokemon card show. Shad Road and Phillips Highway, it's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Former Gator Patrick Young pours out orange and blue passion with Hacker on the Gator Bites podcast.
Patrick Young, turn the light.
Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Fridays on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hacker here for Cornerstone Interior Solutions. If your AC is working overtime every summer, your insulation may be the problem. Homeowners and builders across Northeast Florida are calling Cornerstone to upgrade to spray foam insulation. It seals homes, crawl spaces, garages, blocking in cool air and blocking out heat. So your home stays cooler, your system runs easier, and your energy bills stay under control. Don't wait for peak heat. Visit CornerstoneInteriorSolutions.com.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I can tell you as Walk-Off Charities has grown, we now manage a large athletic facility with numerous fields, including the Bregan Baseball Complex. To get around, we needed a good, reliable golf cart. I went straight to Dynamic Drives and Design in Jacksonville. I met with Travis, told him exactly what our needs were. Would you believe before you knew it, the perfect cart was delivered to us at an incredible price? If you need a golf cart, Travis and his team are the go-to. Learn more about them at dynamicdrivesdesign.com.
Jacksonville, get ready to wake up your American idiot. The Jacksonville Rock Orchestra brings the explosive music of Green Day with a live symphony to the Florida Theater July 18th. It's Green Day like you've never heard before, performed by an all-star rock band and symphony orchestra. One night only, July 18th at Florida Theater. Get your tickets now at floridatheater.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
He covers the Jags. He covers the Gators. It's Fourth and Long with Mark Long of the Associated Press. Now on the lead on 1010XL.
Man, it is so good to talk to you. How are you doing? Let's start there. You were telling JJ you've become a soccer expert as you've been laid up for a couple of weeks, but give us the whole thing.
Well, I'll go back. I pretty nasty car accident on Father's Day, June 21st, and spent almost a week in the hospital, surgery, broken hip, broken leg, broken ankle, banged up knee, bruises, burns, everything that comes with that. Broken ribs, 5 broken ribs, which were the most pain I've ever experienced in my life.
Ugh.
Are these broken ribs, trying to sleep, trying to breathe,
Sure.
trying to eat, trying to laugh, trying to sneeze, holding back sneezes, holding back laughter, all of that. It's just been brutal. But, I don't know what's going to happen next week, but I've been lucky in the form of I've watched more Wimbledon in this year than I've watched in my previous 50 years of my life combined. And then having the World Cup on top of that, I've watched pretty much every soccer match. I am the ultimate captive audience because I've got, a rebuilt hip that's got me basically stuck in a few positions and can't go anywhere, can't really get around very well. And, it has been trying and it will be trying, but it's nothing that's not going to heal and not going to heal fully. And I will be back 100% in no time, blink of an eye. I'll probably beat some of our colleagues back to the job. But, it's all good. I have been bored beyond tears. I've watched shows. You guys have given me some good recs. I've watched a lot of things. I've almost gotten to the point where I went back and started reading old Gene Fournette columns. But I decided, no, I can't do that. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Well, since we're in a festive mood, higher number, Mark. Your broken bones or Florida State football wins this year?
I got to go with my broken bones.
I'm going with
Mark Long.
Yeah. As soon as I heard five broken ribs, I'm going with bones.
So I think I got 8 or 9 broken bones.
Oh, that's out of the question.
Yeah.
I think Florida State would take that if they could. They would take 8 or 9 right now.
Yeah, I think they would. But so when we'll move on and get your thoughts on Jags and Gators. But can you give do you have like a estimation from the doctors in terms of when you're going to be able to be your old self?
Well, 6 months.
Okay.
Till I'm running again.
Okay.
So that's the number. I got 6 months to where you're back to where you can go play basketball, you can run, you can do, soccer, baseball, whatever you're doing.
Did you do any of that stuff before the accident?
I did.
You're in
Not a
pretty
lot
good
of
shape, so yeah, I would believe that. I don't know if I'm buying like basketball, but I could see you.
Listen, I play a lot of basketball. I got my 11-year-old is all in. He does basketball camps all summer. I coached him for years, and so we play a lot of basketball.
All right.
Out in the cul-de-sac and out in the gym when it's too terribly hot. But that's when I know I'll be back, when I'm feel confident, shooting hoops, driving to the basket, not worried about landing on that left hip or anything like that. So, but but I'll be back. I'm 8 weeks with no weight bearing on the left leg.
Okay.
And the right ankle's broken, so I'm in a boot for the right ankle. So, that is challenging. But that's 8 weeks. 8 weeks, and then all of a sudden I can put weight on that left leg, and that'll be a game changer. Because then I'll be back at least walking. I'm not going to be ready to run anytime soon, but I'll be back walking and back to my normal, what would you consider a normal life, I think.
Let's talk about a more uplifting note.
So you'll be for the Super Bowl parade. You'll be able to be on a float.
I'll be on the boat.
Okay,
I'll be driving the boat for the Super Bowl parade.
Okay,
I might even be skiing behind the boat for the Super Bowl parade. Can you ski in the St. Johns River? I think you probably
think so.
could.
Yeah, I think you can.
Well, there's
ski.
going to be no rules that day.
Yeah, exactly.
The only rule: keep the wetsuit on.
All right, Ryan, get us going here with a serious football conversation.
A serious football conversation. Billy Napier.
Talk about an oxymoron.
Well, what a joke. I mean, listen, I think it's great that he's now, whatever he is, what is he, 10 months removed from getting fired, 9 months removed from getting fired. Now all of a sudden he's got some clarity in where he screwed up. I probably was a little too stubborn. You think? I mean, Of course the guy was too stubborn. Scott Strickland asked him every year, give up play calling. Come on, get somebody else in there. You've got too much on your plate. And he even admits, took away the level of detail that I had provided in a lot of other areas. And then once my back was against the wall, I wasn't confident or comfortable enough to hand over that. I mean, it's all of it is just roll your eyes, cringeworthy. This is why you're not a good coach. This is why you're never going to make it at Florida, because your inability to see the big picture, your inability to know your place and know who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, you just go, you look at John Summerall, and I'm not saying John Summerall's going to win championships. I think the guy's going to win. I think he's going to win big. And you look at Liam Cohen, and I think the guy already won, and he's going to continue to win and win big. But you look at them, and they know their role. They don't try to do too much. And that's where Billy Napier failed miserably. I've told this story privately. I'll tell it publicly for the first time. I ran into Billy in January. So, months after he was fired, and I ran into him at our kids both played in the same basketball league. And that day we talked, it was all cordial. That night, 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, he starts blowing me up with text that I need to write a story on Florida's educational, like they're the Hawkins Center. It's like where the student athletes go and get tutoring help, and it's a great setup. I toured it when it first opened, I think 15 years ago. It's not a Billy Napier. The Hawkins Center was not a Billy Napier idea or fabrication. But anyway, he's blowing me up. I mean, text upon text upon text. I mean, I thought he was drinking at one point. He's giving me names. These are the names you need to talk to.
I thought he was for 4 years.
And so I start digging around. I'm like, yeah, okay, sounds good. Talk to a couple people the next day, and I come to find out that John Summerall that previous day had made a comment about somebody had asked him about Florida's GPA being so high, the highest I think of all time for the football program. And Summerall quipped, "Hey, I'd trade a few of those GPA points for more wins." And so this was clearly Billy trying to control the narrative. He's getting filleted in public by John Summerall for the GPA, and here he is. He runs into somebody at a basketball game and decides that he's going to try to change the narrative and have somebody write a story on the Hawkins Center. It's a perfect example of why Billy was unsuccessful. He was worried about the wrong things all the time. And being worried about that narrative now after being fired, after basically stealing money from Florida in that buyout, I mean, it was just like roll your eyes type stuff. But again, here he is now finally looking like he's taking responsibility. It's easy to do in hindsight when you've already landed another job. You've got somebody else on the hook for 4 years. Now, in retrospect, he's given up play calling, and I don't know if it's going to make him a winner. I have no idea. I don't think so. I don't think anything he's saying now or doing now is going to change some of his flawed. I think he's flawed as a head coach, and I think it'll show up.
Hey, one more Gator thing for me. On ESPN today, they're ranking the top pass catching units. They had the Gators number 5 in the nation with Singleton, Brown, and Wilson. Mark, who's going to emerge? Who do they need to emerge as a true number one out of that group?
Well, they want it to be Brown because he's different, right? He's got a different level of speed, different level of route running, different level of hand catch and catchability, all that radius. So they want it to be him. It's hard to bet against Singleton because he's got the experience, right? He's got the experience in the offense. He's got the experience in college. I mean, he's a dynamic guy, going to get down the field. But I don't know. Here's what I would say, Ron. I don't know that they need a number one. Mm-hmm. I think they could have 3 number 2s and be really, really good because those guys are that good. If you ask me, the guy to keep Wilson. Wilson's guy is a different level of
that's the answer
ability.
To me. It's Dallas.
Yeah,
it's Dallas
a different
Wilson.
level of ability, and if he can get it all together and stay on the field, my God. I think his talent, what we saw last year against Texas, what we saw, I believe it was it Georgia as well, what we've seen from him in flashes, just small flashes, the spring game 2 years ago, it just, your eyes light up watching him. He looks different, right? Kind of like Jaden Woods on the other side of the ball. He looks different. But I don't know that they need any of them to necessarily be the one. I think they'll take any of them playing like a one, but they'd probably also take all 3 of them playing like 2s.
How do you think Summerall will handle the quarterback position going into fall camp, and who do you expect to start the opener?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question, Hayes. I think it's gonna be wide open. It still is wide open. You hear rumblings from the building that it's Philo, that Philo's ahead of Tramel Jones, but then you can't deny what Tramel Jones did when the lights came on in the spring game, right? And you can't deny what's happening behind the scenes, which I think there's a push from within for Tramel Jones to be the guy. I think that his teammates really like him. He's a holdover guy. So there's a lot of continuity in that locker room that was there last year on that offensive side of the ball. And so a lot of those guys want to see Tramel Jones be the quarterback. I don't know that he would. I would still put my money on Philo because, again, the people making the decisions, who are you going to feel most comfortable with if you're Buster Faulkner? Certainly the guy who has run the system and knows what he's doing, you're going to feel a little bit more comfortable with him out there.
Hey, Jaguars, practice July 29th. We're talking about guys that you can trust on this roster. Where would you put what is your trust level right now in Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, it's up there. It's as high as it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. The guy made progress. I think what we saw is competent coaching. You get him in a system that he feels comfortable with. You get him enough receivers who can catch the ball, do everything they're asked to do. Offensive line was good enough, not great, and I don't think it's going to be great, but it's good enough, right? Good enough to protect him for the 3 seconds that he needs to get rid of the ball. He's reading defenses. I've seen breakdowns upon breakdowns of this guy in the offseason and even last season, and it sure looks like he's got complete command of the offense. And I would think what we know about Liam Cohen, again, I called him a guru. You ripped me in front of him. And
would you call him a genius?
I think it was genius.
Genius. That's what I said.
I did.
That's what I said. I'm not calling you.
We'll give you a pass since you've been through something over the last couple of weeks here.
It was a little tongue in cheek on my part, but still, I trying to pump the guy up a little bit, and you just totally tore it straight.
Well, to his credit, his response was, "Thank you."
Yeah, I'm not. Again, I think the world of him. I think he's a fantastic play caller, and we're going to see. I think this is the tipping point for him. Like the what can he do in year 2? Everybody's kind of going to know what to expect now. They know who Trevor Lawrence is. The receivers aren't changing. The offensive line's about the same. It's a lot of carryover from last year. So how much can Liam Cohen do that's different and maybe take Trevor Lawrence to that next level? I think he can, and I think what we're going to see is Trevor Lawrence picking up where he left off and taking it to another level. Maybe not, elite status, but certainly I wouldn't be shocked if he's, top 10 quarterback in the league next season.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, great stuff. Well, brother, we love you. We're glad that you're on your way to recovery, and Ryan and I looking forward to seeing you live and in person next week, and we'll be sure to bring you a bunch of booze.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Mark.
All right, Mark Long of the Associated Press. Glad that he's able to join us.
Interesting analysis on the Gator quarterback position. My knee jerk on that was, if I'm John Summerall, I don't care what the players think.
Sure.
But I do think Tramel Jones is going to play football this year for Florida. I would start Philo in the first game if he's the better guy because of the familiarity with Faulkner. But to me, it's use these first 2 games. You got to get ready for Auburn.
That's the thing. I mean, I think it's a great point because since they don't have that Utah or Miami game staring them right in the face to open the season, I'd be actually more open to going with Jones. If Philo's only starting because he knows the system better, it should be Jones. Because if Jones does look like he's the more athletic playmaker, bigger arm, that kind of stuff, then it should be Jones. And you've got 8 quarters of football. I mean, Philo will play some, I'm sure, but you've got 2 full games against FAU and Campbell to get him ready for a road trip to Auburn. So, yeah it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, Summerall's done a great job with every decision that he's made in the offseason, but you can't get that decision wrong.
Yeah, and it's easy to forget Philo hasn't played a lot either.
Right.
I mean, he's been in the system, whatever. To me, I think the offensive line is going to play a part in this. If they need somebody who's more mobile, that's advantage Jones.
Right.
They got all these linemen coming in next year.
Yeah.
That doesn't help them this year. And also it just okay, who's in rhythm with these receivers? And I heard the same things about Jones during spring practice. He was up and down, and it's a full body work thing. And so it to me it's a great subplot for the Gators.
Yeah, without a doubt. When we come back on the lead, let's hear from you. You can call or text us 641-1010. Which Jaguar player, offensively or defensively, do you trust the most to do their job? They don't have to have any kind of breakout season, just what you are accustomed to expecting. Who do you think is going to deliver that? Again, we look forward to hearing from you. Listening to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Lead from the Harrell & Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
It's here, Middleburg. Firehouse Subs is now open at the all-new Clay Town Center. Try the bold new steak and cheese melts, stacked with premium steak, melted cheese, and big flavor in every bite. Firehouse Subs at the Clay Town Center, open now.
Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. On Southside and JTB, for a limited time, Key Buick GMC has marked down select new GMC Sierra 1500 models. Below employee pricing, you pay less than what our employees pay. Plus, at Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us or shop online at keybuickgmc.com. We are professional-grade. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drive time only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
Renewal by Anderson is celebrating America's 250th anniversary by giving $250 off every window and door, plus 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. You're getting American craftsmanship and their signature service. This offer ends July 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partners of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Tailgaters Parking is approaching sellout for this upcoming season. Permanent restrooms, all-day security, and on-site restaurant pavilion. Due to stadium construction, your previous parking may be gone. Log on to tailgatorsparking.com today.
Jeff Prosser here. The FIFA World Cup is entering its biggest matches, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. On Kalshi, you can trade every matchup from the opening stage all the way through to the final. Looking for good value? Try England to win it all. They're trading around 9.4% to win, meaning a $100 trade pays out around $1,000 if they go on to win soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code 1010XL, and you'll get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 and over only. Restrictions apply. Eligibility and requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's your turn to talk. Call or text us at 641-1010. We hear from you now on The Lead.
Welcome back to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM. We want to hear from you now. Which Jaguars player do you trust the most to do their job on the offense or defensive side? We know they have great specialists. We're not really interested in going down that road. We've already gotten some great texts, but we've got Zach on the line. Zach, good afternoon. Welcome to The Lead. How are you doing?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How are you?
We're doing great, doing great. Which Jaguar do you feel like you can trust the most to do their job?
Okay, so this may not be a popular opinion here, but I'm going to say for the offensive side, I'm going to say Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, MVP finalist.
Right, MVP finalist. He's been with the team now for more than a handful of years. He's a tenured vet. We've seen the progress he made last year, and we also seen that a couple years ago. And truth be told, if the receivers are doing great, then he obviously did his part. So that's for the offense. I'm going to have to say Trevor, and then for defense, I'm going to have to say Foye. This guy is around the ball all the time. He's had the most tackles, for a handful of years now. So those are my two picks.
Well, those are good picks.
Yeah, I think those are excellent choices.
Let's start with Lawrence. The guy whose trust in him has grown is the head football coach. They're still feeling each other's, feeling the way out. halfway through last season that something clicked, and that's, Trevor Lawrence has had to play in a lot of offenses. Now he's get the second year in this one, and it just these practices. And I know they weren't in pads. There wasn't any contact. It was structured, but there was just a crispness to the operation he was running on offense. So I agree with you on Zach. That's a good pick, Zach. On defense, I think a lot of people are going to say Oluokun. You said it last segment, and really, your middle linebacker needs to be that most trustworthy guy. And I was talking to the linebacker coach Tem Lukabu earlier this month, and one thing he said is that he came in to coach the Jaguars linebackers last year, and Foye and Devin Lloyd requested that they meet together every Monday morning, like around 6 a.m., which means he got in at 5 to start watching the tape. He goes, these two players want to be held accountable. They wanted to go over the corrections as soon as possible so they can start on the next game. And that shows you the kind of standard that Foye sets for the rest of that group.
Yeah, it's tremendous professionalism. Absolutely. We appreciate Zach calling. Let's get it to Chuck. Chuck, how are you doing? You're on with the lead. Good afternoon. What you got for us?
Good afternoon. You just had it, Foye Oluokun.
Foye, yeah. Yeah.
And I think his value is going to be even more important early this season because you're working with Ventrell Miller, who doesn't have a ton of starting experience, and you're working with Branson Combs, who hasn't played at all. So his value is going to have to really go up.
I've always felt like Foye is an underrated player. Now now last year he made more splash plays, and Liam was asked about that in OTAs, and he said, I think the scheme really helped because Foye now playing more zone can kind of keep his eyes on the quarterback and what's sort of developing in the routes that are being distributed. And he's so good instinctually and cerebrally that plays to his favor when he's not having to necessarily keep up with a man.
Did we cut Chuck off? Does he have one on offense?
That's good, man. Y'all are doing a great job. Keep it up.
All
right, Chuck. Thanks so much for the call. We really appreciate it. Yeah, I think Foye's got some support on the text line. 770 says Foye Oluokun. We've got 412 says Trayvon Walker, which I think when Trayvon's healthy, he absolutely can be trusted to do his job.
Yeah, and that was a Derek with that text on Trayvon Walker, and to me, he's got his contract, but he was, even when he was healthy last year, which was for the first couple games, it seemed like he was just getting going. Without a doubt, he's an elite run defender. Most of that money is a rush to passer. So he's got to finish those rushes. Same thing for Hines Allen, because you talk about pressures all you want. You got to get the guy on the ground. 32 sacks in 17 games for this defense last year. It's not going to cut it this year.
Yeah, I still think Trayvon has a lot of upside. I think we're going to see some fantastic football out of him over the next few years. Again, it's just a matter of him staying healthy, but hopefully he gets a season where he can put up 950 defensive snaps, and if that happens, I think you're going to see a lot of production. You got one more before we go to break.
449. Foye is the best linebacker since Telvin Smith. Well, we know he's a better citizen.
yeah, no doubt about that. Foye Oluokun's been a lot of fun to cover.
And one more in there, 716, Devon Hamilton and Brenton Strange.
Yeah, that's interesting. We hadn't brought up Hamilton, but they did. Shame on us. They led the NFL in run defense, and he was the biggest cog in that run defense, playing at such an elite level. So great call there on Devon Hamilton. And we had thrown out Strange. I think Brenton Strange, he's got my full trust and confidence. I think he's earned that. When he's on the field, Brenton Strange is going to get the job done.
Yeah, and also with Hamilton, he's on his second contract right now. He's a free agent after the season, flying a little bit under the radar because he's still on his rookie deal. But number one in this against the run, he saved the Las Vegas game. Who knows where the season would have went? They would have been 4-4.
Yeah,
coming back home. So,
and I was at that game just as a fan. We all went to Vegas, a group of us, and the mood was in that building, because obviously we were surrounded by Raiders fans. I mean, everybody thought the Raiders were going to win that game. The immediacy of it was Devon Hamilton did something pretty miraculous here, and it ended up catapulting them.
Yeah, and that was also the game where I asked Liam Cohen about the play clock.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence running down the play clock.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
He doesn't like that. He blames Mike DeRocco for that.
somehow D-Rock got blamed for that, which is hilarious.
So I say, sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
885 has Jacoby Myers and Josh Hines Allen. We talked about Myers in the first segment. I'm very interested to see what kind of season Josh Hines Allen had. He was a nondescript player for the first half of the year, and then he picked it up. I think they tried to create some pressures for him. Obviously, a good run defender. I want to see him reach a level of consistency that he showed a couple years ago.
Yeah, great points. We really appreciate you guys reaching out to us. Again, 641-1010. We'll always be checking the text line. But when we come back on the lead, let's stay talking Jaguars, but let's bring in our good friend Kai Stevens, Kai of Jaguars.com. She'll give us the latest. She wants to talk about this off-season grade. The Jaguars got an F from NFL.com on their off-season grade. So I think Kai Stevens is a little perturbed and ready to let off some steam. We'll do that next. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You're listening to The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Feel the roar and chase the wind to victory lane.
To the checkered flag! Who gets here first?
Sunday at Echo Park Speedway.
What an incredible finish!
NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 and 1010XL.
Tom McMahon is here for Armstrong Fence Company, a locally owned First Coast business for nearly 20 years. Hurricane season is here. Don't wait for the first storm warning. Your fence is your first line of defense. Loose boards, weak posts, or damage can turn into big problems when high winds come around. Armstrong Fence Company handles repairs and builds from stadiums to backyards. Get a pre-storm fence check today. Call Armstrong Fence Company or search online. Armstrong Fence Company. Yeah, we did the fence.
It's Christmas in July at Beard's Diamonds. Why not celebrate your anniversary with a stunning eternity band or a pair of diamond stud earrings? Buy now and get up to 40% off. Don't miss this annual event. Best prices of the year store-wide. And remember, Beard's Diamonds is your local jeweler with over 4 decades of delivering the best value, the best quality, and the best overall experience. With no commission salespeople, no corporate sales quotas, and no nonsense pricing. Beard's Diamonds at the shops at Town Center. Shop local. Shop Beard's.
Every day is game day on Jaguars Today. Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony break it down from every angle. Roster moves, matchups, league trends, and the pulse of Duval. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Hey, Googans, Hicken here. You want to win wings from Mr. Chubby's or tacos from Taco Lou? How about some chocolate from Peterbook? All we need you to do is tell us more about you by filling out the 1010 listener survey at 1010XL.com. What kind of vehicles do you drive? Are you a business owner? What part of 1010XL do you like the most? We want to get to know you better so we can serve you better. Go to 1010XL.com, fill out the survey, and you could be a winner.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this weekend at VyStar Ballpark. Join them tonight for post-game fireworks. Christmas in July starts tomorrow with a Nutcracker giveaway on Saturday and a Santa hat giveaway on Sunday at 105 as part of Baptist Health Sunday Family Fun Day with catch on the field and free face painting before the game. Tickets start at just $5. JackStrip.com for tickets.
When it comes to orthopedic care, experience matters, and teamwork matters even more. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, our fellowship-trained specialists work together to treat a full range of conditions, from knees and shoulders to spine, sports injuries, and joint replacement. You'll be guided by the right specialist for your needs, with coordinated care and personalized treatment plans designed for better outcomes. Smarter care, faster access, trusted expertise. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service, Instant Keys comes to you.
Oh, it's a promise made perfect, gang, and it comes from Chad and Sandy. Your home sold guaranteed, or we'll buy it. They have the largest pool of buyers in the area. Their home selling program is designed to maximize your sales price. No long-term contracts, no costly repairs. You're in complete control. You need to sell now. Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, stress-free. And they deliver on this promise. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. They're the local real estate experts I trust and recommend. No required repairs. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts you can cancel at any time. Maureen on Pace Island and Fleming Island. I needed to downsize to a single-story home, but my house in Pace Island had been sitting on the market for 158 days. Heard Chad and Sandy on the radio, gave them a call. Their strategy generated multiple showings. Day 2, my home sold. Full asking price, $449. It can for you, too. Go to chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Welcome back to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hayes Carline, along with Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSelva. It's our pleasure to welcome in Kai Stevens of Jaguars.com, our good friend. Kai, how you doing? Good to talk with you.
Hi, guys. I'm good. I'm well. It's a little quiet this time for football, so
it is.
I'm enjoying it, but
Yeah.
I still do like to talk a little bit with you guys.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly appreciate your time. Let's start. We were talking about Jaguar players offensively, defensively that you trust to do their job. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a breakout year for them, but just they're going to give you what they've given you throughout the last few years here. Anybody jump out to you on either side of the ball there, Kai, for who you trust the most to do their job?
I think what's interesting is I would say half the wide receiver group I have like full trust in, and the other half I'm very intrigued by. So I would say Parker Washington at this point and Jacoby Myers, who's new, but I trust that they will do their jobs very well. And then I'm kind of excited to see what Brian Thomas Jr. ends up doing this season. And then also whatever Travis Hunter's role will be in the offense. So I'm like half in on the wide receivers. I think half of them are like locked down absolutely, and the other half are kind of intriguing to me. And then I guess defensively, I feel like Josh Hines Allen is always really dependable, and his stats somewhat rely, unfortunately, on what's going on around him. So I feel like the pressures will always be there, but the sack numbers may not be there unless we get another really good year out of Trayvon Walker or some more push from the inside. I know Eric Armstead had a good year last year. I don't know if we'll see that again necessarily, but I feel like Josh Hines Allen is just always really consistent.
Kai, 'tis the season for grades and lists and rankings and such and such. NFL.com gave the Jaguars an F for the offseason.
An F?
The floor is yours.
Well, I think let's just start with the fact that the Titans got an A+, right? So that's just the validity factor is already concerning. But you can argue they had a quote bad offseason if you want to. I think when you look at it on paper, right, they didn't bring any big free agents. They brought in Chris Rodriguez. That was it. And then obviously there's been a lot of questions about what they did in the draft, right? And I think what is interesting though is, and I don't think they put a lot of value on the fact that a lot of the way that at least I think James Gladstone is trying to function is by keeping their own, which is, re-signing Brenton Strange, re-signing Trayvon Walker, and also expecting growth from year to year from your younger players, right? Like they saw enough from Tootin, and obviously they're bringing Chris Rodriguez to help as well, but they feel like they can push him further to be a starter and significant contributor on offense. And what they're expecting out of, you look at Brenton Strange, they want to make him more of a focal point in the offense. They want that out of him. When you look at the cornerbacks, what they're expecting, whether it's Jarian Jones or Caleb Ransaw, who we didn't even get to see yet, so that's almost like an extra draft pick. So I think there's some things like that. Also, I think, as we've discussed always, the national perspective is always just kind of plus minus. You see Travis Etienne leaving, you see Devin Lloyd leaving after a great season, but obviously anybody that's followed the team knows that there's always a little bit of question marks around Devin Lloyd. Yes, he had a tremendous season last year, but I don't think anybody's expecting him to have that kind of season going forward necessarily in terms of turnovers. So what is that loss really? And then obviously with Travis Etienne, I will miss him on this team. I think he was a great contributor, but money-wise, you weren't going to match that necessarily. So I think when you look at those lists, obviously it's kind of just a plus-minus thing. They look at free agency and then the draft. I'm not surprised by that information, but then also it's like when you look at the Titans or another team, right, that's adding a lot of stuff because they didn't have a lot of stuff. It's like with the Jaguars, not necessarily maintaining status quo, but it's, whether it's the tight ends, they're adding on to a position group like where Liam Cohen talks about he wants to be able to have more ability to be creative on offense. And now that they can run with bigger groups, they can do that now. And I think that'll open things up in a way that is hard to quantify necessarily on a list.
Kai, I think as soon as Anthony Campanile and Grant Udinski returned, that was a win. The F was off the table. Like, you can, I mean, certainly we questioned drafts and things like that. And yeah, they didn't add a massive talent like some of the other AFC contenders did. But getting Campanile and Udinski back and having that familiarity, I mean, as soon as that happened, to me, it was not going to be a bad offseason, and certainly not an F offseason once that happened.
You also have to look at the fact both of them easily could be head coaches for another team. There were a ton of openings, and then not to mention the amount of offensive coordinators that have changed positions throughout the league this year. I mean, more than half the league, I think, at this point is going to have a new offensive coordinator. So to have that consistency on the offensive side, where we saw Trevor Lawrence kind of break out finally, to have that consistency is huge. And then on the defensive side, we haven't had a consistent defensive coordinator, like a defensive staff repeat in like 4 years. So these players, like, I remember talking to Antonio Johnson. He's like, yeah, this is the first time I've like had the same coaching staff. Like, he's being asked to do the same thing for the first time in his career. So that alone is huge around here where there's been so much change. Consistency is almost a win.
Kai, we're picking the first 4 weeks of the NFL season on the show this week.
All right.
Home against Cleveland, at Denver, home against New England, at Cincinnati. Which one of those 4 matchups for you on paper look like the most difficult?
I would say Denver, just because of the environment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what Bo Nix is going to look like or what that exactly situation is going to be. But the reason that I think last year they went in, and I think early in the season is always a bit of a question mark. So to go in on the road in a tough environment where there's a good defense, that's always scary to me. I think home games obviously help a lot. And I think that's probably like my biggest, like, I wouldn't be surprised just because I feel like they got ahead early in that game and took the environment almost out of it. Like, it was so loud at first, like I was sitting next to John Oehser and they were like, where we were sitting in the press box, they like start stomping their feet and the whole like desk is shaking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're familiar, of course, but I was just like, oh, this is really annoying. Like, this is going to be really annoying all day. But they got it to a really early lead, and then I didn't really have to deal with it. So that was nice.
Yeah.
But imagine if that's ongoing all day, just the environment's pretty tough. I know they played in tough environments before, of course, but I just think, Sean Payton and that defense, that's always going to be a tough beat. I think the Patriots can be beaten. I don't know what they're going to look like this year, to be honest with you. I think we kind of saw, like, obviously what they ended up doing in the Super Bowl, but that back run of the season schedule-wise, I don't know if that's really concerning. Joe Burrow's great, but as we know, the Bengals don't always start off super hot, and the Browns don't really concern me at this point. So I think probably Broncos.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Kai, what's coming up on Jaguars.com?
We're all kind of doing some different projects. Like I said, it's a little quiet right now. So I think there'll be another episode of The Hunt coming out pretty soon, if not next week. I'm not sure on that exact date, but just kind of the off-season program. And it is interesting, like, we're around it, you guys, but if you're not around it, like, it's almost turned into like a 24/7 thing. Like, I'm talking about this is the quiet time of year because they're gone for a couple weeks, but like, they're going to come back in. They've already been working for months, right? So they're going to come back in, and it's not the old times of old where you come in for training camp and you're just like trying to get back into it. Like, you need to be ready to go the day you get here for training camp. So they're definitely prepped and ready to go. And I'm expecting they'll hit the ground running when they get back.
Absolutely. Well, Kai, great stuff. We certainly appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you out there on the field in a couple of weeks.
Of course. Have a great weekend, guys.
All right, you too, Kai. Kai Stevens, great job. Jaguars.com. We really appreciate her joining us here on The Lead. When we come back, let's get it to those NFL Week 4 predictions, and we will reveal the records through the first 4 games of what we have picked. Again, there will be some teams that I think have records that are a little surprising going into October with this front-loaded schedule. It's been a lot of fun. We will conclude that. You're listening to The Lead on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
It's The Lead with Hayes, Ryan, and JJ from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
In a world where life can be predictable,
I will give them something they've never seen before.
1010XL.
I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Every day, your company vehicle is on the road. Is it bringing you customers I turn trucks, trailers, and storefronts into powerful advertising. Make your business impossible to miss with AB Signs.
This is Hayes Carlyon for Harrell & Harrell. You've heard me talk about Harrell & Harrell for years. Holt Harrell is a friend of mine. We went to school together and have known each other for decades. That's why I care about people choosing the right attorney after an accident. Who you choose first really matters. I've heard from Holt how confusing the insurance process can be and how long it can take to get the right medical care. I've also seen firsthand with friends and family who were in accidents. Once Holt and his team stepped in, the insurance call stopped. Call Harrell & Harrell at 251-1111.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious? Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
Renovations are underway at the golf club at Southampton, but that doesn't mean you still can't come out and hone your game. The practice facility is open Tuesday through Sunday with a great membership offer to work on your game year-round. Log on to golfsouthampton.com or check out their Facebook page. Work on your tee game, iron play, shots around the green, and of course your putting. It's all there and a great way to stay fresh until they unveil fresh new greens in October. Check it all out at the golf club at Southampton. Call 287-PLAY.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Who started the traditional first pitch in baseball?
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The ceremonial first pitch tradition was started by U.S. President William Howard Taft April 14, 1910, at Griffith Stadium in Washington, D.C.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Hey, this is Tony from Tony D's New York Pizza. Can you believe I've been making pizza here in Jacksonville for over 20 years? Thanks for the support and good times. We appreciate your business, and we're looking forward to another 20 years. Come out and see us at Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Progressive presents perfectly bad excuses for missing stuff to spend more time on your motorcycle.
Hey, Tom. Gonna miss the 5K. Gotta organize my vitamins. A, B, C. There's so many. D.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey for DraftKings, which is now live in all 50 states. Of course, that means you, Florida, win or go home. That's it. That's the World Cup knockout round. And DraftKings has you covered for every single match. The DraftKings app is now live in Florida, so whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or maybe the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage is in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 1010XL, spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. 8 former Gators, including Xavier Lee and 6 former Seminoles, are competing in the NBA Summer League in Vegas. The Magic lost their Summer League game last night to the Hornets, 86-74. Noah Pinda led the Magic with 23 points. They next play Saturday against the Heat. It's 99 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM. We've got Ryan O'Halloran. We've got JJ LaSelva. I am Hayes Carline. All right, so we've been doing this throughout the week. It's been a lot of fun picking the NFL slate each week. We're to week 4, and this is going to be our final look at this. So we're going to pick week 4 games, and then I'm going to tell you what we came up with in terms of where these teams stand leaving September, going into October, and I think it's really revealing. It's been very interesting. So let's kick it off. It's not the greatest Thursday night game to start week 4. We've got Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Ryan, you will go first. Who do you like?
I'm going to go Cleveland on their home field with that defense, Jared Verse. They're going to beat the Steelers.
All right. JJ, what do you think?
I don't hate that, but I'll go Pittsburgh and see what Hayes says.
I'll take Cleveland. I agree. I think home field short week at that point in the season. I think their defense is able to hold Aaron Rodgers to a low enough point total to get the win. We then go Sunday.
Shame on the schedule makers for making us watch that in prime time.
That's a tough one. I mean, they've all been great up until I'd say this one. Yeah. But Sunday 9:30 in the morning window, we're going to the Tot in London, Tottenham, Indianapolis versus Washington.
I'm going to go with the Colts. I think Washington's going to stink because they made all these changes. I don't think they're any good.
Okay.
That's
JJ.
funny. You guys disagree with Washington.
I think Washington's one to watch.
I
what do you think,
Indianapolis is going to be we've picked them, I think, to go 0-3 at this point. I know I'm not supposed to do that. I'll take Washington though to win this. See what you have to say.
I'll take Washington as well. I like Jaden Daniels. Let's get it to the Sunday 1:00 block. It starts off with an absolute just phenomenal matchup. New England at Buffalo. Yeah. Ryan, who do you like?
This is a great 1:00 slate overall. We'll get to those other games. Patriots went into Buffalo last year, beat them on a Sunday night. I think this is going to be for AFC supremacy. The Bills win in their new stadium.
All right, JJ.
Yeah, I love that. A little bit of payback, and they're going to want to get the East back.
All right.
So I like the Bills
The
at home.
Bills get a big win. Jets go to Chicago to face the Bears. Who do you like?
I mean, we could be looking at an interim coach situation pretty soon for the Jets. I think the Bears win at home.
Yeah, that could be a bloodletting. I'm going Chicago.
All right. How about Arizona at the New York Giants?
Yeah, Arizona could be very much improved this year and still finish 4th in their division. I think the Giants win this game at the Meadowlands.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more down on the Giants than most people, but at home, I'll go with them over Arizona. Who knows who their quarterback will be at that point?
All right, Giants get a win. This is a big one. The LA Rams go to the Link to face the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, rematch for the playoff game there in the snow 2 years ago, won by the Eagles. I think the Rams go on the road if they have any gas left after that trip to Australia a couple weeks before, and they win in Philly.
This is like their first non-primetime game, I believe, for the Rams.
It's amazing.
And this one should be a primetime game.
Yeah.
But I'll go with Philly in this one.
All right, I will go with Philly as well. Let's get it to Green Bay at Tampa Bay.
The Bay of Pigs from back in the day when we were kids. I think Tampa is going to win at home. I think weather could be a factor. It still should be very hot for a 1:00 game in Tampa.
I'll go with Love, and I'll go with the Pack.
Okay. I think Tampa Bay holds serve at home. Let's go Tennessee at Baltimore.
Baltimore, move on.
Yeah. The less said, the better.
All right. Very good. And we will finish the 1:00 block with the Jaguars going to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals.
Yeah, they should have won the game there last year.
Absolutely.
After Burrow went down. I am going to pick the Jaguars this year. I just think Liam Cohn is going to have the advantage scheming stuff up, which he was able to do last year, except for turnovers and stuff like that. Jaguars, this is a big game because you go to London a couple of days later, they win at Cincinnati.
I'll go with the home team and Burrow as long as – well, I guess it didn't matter last year that Burrow wasn't the quarterback, but I think Cincinnati wins at home.
Okay, so 1 Jags, 1 Bengals. I will say the Jags get the road win. Dallas at Houston.
This is a great game.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboy offense versus the Texan defense, this should be a Thursday night game. But I think the Cowboys go on the road a week after playing in Brazil, and they beat the Texans because they'll be able to at least score a little bit more than the Texans.
The Texans' schedule is brutal.
It's brutal.
Holy crap.
Again, that was one of the reasons that I wanted to do. I mean, it's insane.
It is.
I mean, even what like the Bills have. And I mean, look, the Jaguars after week 1, don't let Cleveland be good because then it's 4 really tough games.
That becomes like a must-win game.
Absolutely. But yeah,
I'll go with I think Houston loses that one, man.
All right, so Dallas goes into NRG and beats the Texans.
And you know it's going to be all Cowboys fans.
That's a very good point. Let's get it to the Sunday 4 o'clock window. Miami at Minnesota.
First of all, 1 o'clock games is so stupid.
I know.
I mean, there's no YouTube TV doesn't have an 8 box.
I don't know why the league doesn't.
It's so stupid.
That's usually when they want to show one particular 4 o'clock game for like everybody to see.
Yeah, and maybe we got that coming up. Dolphins. I applaud the Dolphins strategy this year. Hey, 5 and 12 does you no good.
Right.
So see if you can just strip it down, have cap space. I think the Vikings win in this one at home against Miami.
Yeah, I like the Vikings in that one.
All right. How about Kansas City at Las Vegas?
I go Kansas City. October 4th, week 4. I still think Cousins will be starting for the Raiders, but I think Kansas City will win that one. It'll be all Chiefs fans there.
Yeah, I think they will be more likely to win with Cousins as a quarterback this season, but I'll still go with the Chiefs.
All right. How about Denver at San Francisco?
I mean, I think this is the doubleheader game. I think Nance has already said he's doing this game with Romo. Denver thought they would end last season in Santa Clara, the home of the Super Bowl, so they're back there to play the Niners. I think Denver is just more balanced. And by this point, usually San Francisco is starting to get banged up a little bit. So Denver goes on the road.
Yeah, by this point, half the team will be hurt for San Francisco. I like Denver in this game. I'm kind of down on San Francisco going into this season.
All right, very good. One more game in the 4 o'clock window, and it's a very good one. The LA Chargers go to the world champs in Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chargers on the road. I think Mike McDaniel is going to do a great job with that offense because they're going to actually try and run it well. Greg Roman, his system was outdated. So I think the Chargers go up there and beat Seattle.
I'll go with the home team and see what Hayes has to say.
I'll take Seattle, too. Okay. I'm kind of with you on that one. So, all right, Sunday Night Football, Detroit at Carolina.
It's like, what are we doing?
I know. As I look at this, because the Monday night game,
gotten a couple of these.
Yeah, the Monday night game, by the way, isn't great either.
Yeah.
So all 3 of the primetime games in Week 4 are not particularly strong.
I mean, so on a Sunday,
these are at least, Carolina made the playoffs and Detroit didn't, but everybody thinks
one team's better than
the
other,
best team to never
Detroit.
make
Yeah,
it.
so I'll go with Detroit over Carolina.
I agree with that.
All right, so Detroit goes on the road, wins on Sunday Night Football, and we will wrap it up. Monday Night Football, Atlanta at New Orleans.
So the only wrinkle here, and I think this is why ESPN's doing it, is 20 years since Katrina.
And
so the Falcons.
So it's the Steve Gleason block punt game.
So the Falcons did not want to be in this game. A night game because of all the hubbub and stuff.
Yeah.
So expect ESPN to lay it on thick that night. I'll go with the Saints at home.
What a great memory that was, though.
Oh,
absolutely love that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That place must have been so freaking loud after that.
Yeah.
I'll go with Atlanta.
All right. For sentimental reasons, I'll give it to the Saints.
Yeah.
So, all right, great. So we've made it through Week 4. I will tabulate this, and when we come back on the lead, we will reveal how we have the NFL season starting through the first 4 weeks. Some really interesting results here. We'll look forward to giving that to you next here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This World Cup soccer update is laced up by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes and Houston's Meats.
Westwood One Sports presents this World Soccer Update, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling home and auto easy. Learn more at Progressive.com. It's a final from SoFi Stadium in L.A. Spain beats Belgium 2-1 to go to the semifinals. The go-ahead goal coming in the 88th minute. Mikel Merino off a rebound 2 minutes after subbing into the match. That was the difference in the match. 2 significant injuries for Belgium in this one. Goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois left in tears in the 71st minute, and Belgium captain Yuri Tielemans did not play. He got hurt during pre-match warm-ups. The other goals coming in the first half, Spain, Fabian Ruiz got them on the board, and then Belgium, Charles de Ketelaere tied it in the 41st minute. But the difference coming in the 88th minute, Spain will take on France on Tuesday in Dallas. With this World Soccer Update, Brad Heller, Westwood One Sports.
Progressive knows there's no one more important to your team than your pet. They're like your top draft pick.
And it looks like Chuck has selected Pepper the Corgi. Bold pick there, Deborah.
Yeah, Rich, Pepper has a high ceiling for sure, but he does have a tendency to bark at every tree.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table, but also takes a lot off of it, especially when it's been left near the edge.
Nothing left to do now but suit him up for the dog park.
Protect your top draft pick from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with a Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
I've owned a home long enough to know one thing. The little problems you ignore almost always become the expensive ones. That small plumbing leak, the septic tank you've been meaning to pump, the air conditioner that's making a funny noise. July is the perfect time to take care of it. So right now, save $250 on a whole home repipe or redrain, $50 on any septic service, and $500 on a new AC system from Duck Duck Rooter. Honest service, upfront pricing, no surprises. When you're stuck, call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Take time out with Patrick Young.
Patrick Young here, a.k.a. the Big PY. And you know I love my Florida Gators.
Frank morning at 8:30 with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser. Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and Kuhn Flowers on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Ready to drive away with a fortune? Get to Best Bet St. Augustine for the Ride to the Riches giveaway. There's over $40,000 in cash and prizes, including a top-of-the-line 4-seater, all-terrain, side-by-side vehicle. Get to Best Bet St. Augustine. The more you play, the more chances to win. Join us August 8th at Best Bet St. Augustine for the big giveaway and hourly cash drawings starting at 12:30 p.m. Visit BestBetJax.com for details. That's BestBetJax.com, and we'll see you in St. Augustine.
Want to stretch that dollar? Taylor Doll here to help save you money with the Money Pages magazine and app. Trying to figure out dinner? Money Pages has deals at your favorite local restaurants. Need auto repairs or an oil change? Money Pages has coupons to help you save. Looking to do some home improvement projects? Money Pages has deals on everything home, from AC repair and plumbing to flooring and painting. Check your mailbox for Money Pages today and download the app for savings on the go.
When the world turns its attention to the beautiful game, the most passionate fans know the best seat in the house isn't always in the stadium. Modelo celebrates football and the world of nations playing for the cup. 48 teams, 104 games. Wherever you choose to watch, make it the best seat in the house with a Modelo Especial in hand. It's time to play for the World Cup.
Celebrate America's birthday all this month with a dozen roses from Kuhn Flowers, only $49.95. Buy any color or color combination. A dozen roses, just $49.95 at Kuhn Flowers this month. KuhnFlowers.com.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Welcome back to the lead. Hayes Carline here with Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSelva. All right, so it's time to reveal the results. We've been picking the NFL September slate where we've gone through 4 weeks. Some interesting results here. I will tell you guys, we have 3 undefeated teams at 4-0. But before we get to that, let's start with the Jaguars and the AFC South. We have this was Hacker and JJ and me picking the first 3 weeks, and then Ryan jumping in with us today picking weeks 4. So those were the 4 decision makers here as we pick these games. We've got the Jaguars at 3-1 with a 2-game lead over Houston and Tennessee, who we have at both those squads at 1-3. We have the Colts at 0-4. Surprise you?
The Colts part, yes. I thought they would.
The Colts part, we have them losing at home in the opener to the Ravens. Then in week 2, we have the Colts losing at Arrowhead on Sunday Night Football. Then we have the Colts losing again at home to Houston. And then in week 4, we have the Colts losing at Tottenham to Washington.
So I had them picking Washington. The 3-1 with the Jaguars, I could see that.
We had them winning at Denver, losing at home to New England.
Okay, I'd probably flip that because I think New England's going to take a big step back this year, and so I would. And to me, that's critical to have that kind of start because once you get on that plane that Thursday night here to go to London for 10 days, the schedule is not kind to you in terms of logistics and competition.
Yeah, I mean they really need to be 3-1 because you could come back from London with 2 losses.
Yep.
And I mean that again, and that wouldn't even mean I know around here it would be the sky is falling and they lost both the London games and the season's unraveling, but there's really no shame in losing to the Texans or the Eagles in a international game, but it certainly could happen.
Yeah,
so you want to have some mulligans kind of built up.
Yeah, and I have them 3-1 going over there and splitting.
Yeah.
So I mean, come back 4-2. You have your bye, you reset. And I think they would be in pretty good position.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm surprised by 2 of the teams we have at 4-0. Do you guys want to guess? 2 of them are in the AFC. 1 of them is in the NFC.
I bet you got Baltimore.
Nope.
Okay.
We've got
Is it the
Baltimore.
Chiefs?
We do have Baltimore leading the North at 3-1. And then every other team in the North is 2-2.
Is it the Chiefs?
It is. Which surprised me.
Yeah, me too.
But we went with the Chiefs.
Maybe we're still used to
That's
that.
what I was like.
Let's pick them because it's Mahomes.
So
and
again,
everything.
this is what they have. They open the season in Arrowhead, Monday Night Football against Denver. They then
That's a 50-50.
It's a 50-50, but we gave it to the Chiefs. In week 2, Kansas City is
Colts at home.
home on Sunday Night Football against the Colts. So that's interesting. 2 primetime games in Arrowhead to open their season. Week 3, the Chiefs go to Miami. Okay, that's pretty much a gimme. That line could be 16.5 points. And then in week 4, we had Kansas City going to Vegas. So 2 of their games, week 3, week 4, are
walkovers.
Pretty much walkovers for this league. But we did have them winning the 2 coin flip games to start the season, but they're at home. So we had the Chiefs 4-0. Just to give you the results in the AFC West, we had the Chargers and Broncos both at 2-2, the Raiders at 1-3. So would you be surprised if the Chiefs got a little bit of an early cushion in the AFC West?
I think if they win week 1, they will start 4-0. I thought Baltimore would start be 4-0 in these picks because they're set up to start 7-0 until they. Here's what the Jaguars should pay attention to. Week 8, the Ravens go to Buffalo. Those 2 teams when they play, it's a fist fight. Short week, Thursday night home against Jaguars.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to pay attention to. But I think
Great
the
point.
Ravens have a softer schedule because even they play at Dallas, but that's in Brazil. So I think they'll get off to a fast start.
Yeah, and I know you guys will be able to now guess the other undefeated team we had in the AFC, the Buffalo Bills, 4-0, leading the AFC East. New England, we've got it 2-2, and that includes a win in Jacksonville. So again, just illustrating the difficult start for the reigning AFC champs. So 4-0 for the Bills, 2-2 for the Patriots, and then we did not have a win for either the Dolphins or the Jets. Both those teams 0-4 to start their.
What do you have
campaigns.
the Rams?
So
3-1 maybe.
So for the NFC North, we actually had the Rams at 2-2.
Whoa.
They started out 2-0 with some pretty big wins. We had them beating the 49ers in Australia, and then coming back and taking care of the Giants in SoFi on Monday Night Football. But we actually went with the Broncos on Sunday Night Football, defending Mile High against the Rams, and then we just had the Rams losing at Philly. Again. If you're McVay, I don't think being 2-2, you're that upset.
Just shrug your shoulders.
Well, here's week 5 for the Rams. Monday night home against the Bills.
Wow, what a start. That is the whole point of this is can you remember, you've covered this league for 20 years. Can you remember a September that's as much of a gauntlet for the good teams in this league as this one?
Usually it's the other way around.
Right.
They backload all those games after Thanksgiving. But to me, what it speaks of is this is a great damn league.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many good teams that it's not anybody can beat anybody, because I don't think it's that. But you I'll just look at the Bills' schedule. For them to go 4-0, they have to win at Houston, which they have lost 2 straight.
We had some debate about that game, but we gave it to the Bills.
They play home to the Lions, home to the Chargers, home to the Patriots, then at the Rams. And then they stay on the West Coast, play at the Raiders. So, it's just, depth is going to be critical, and getting hot is going to be critical.
So it's not the Rams. Who's the NFC team we have at 4-0?
Seattle?
Nope.
San Francisco?
Nope.
The Lions?
No.
I don't know.
Green Bay?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm running
Dallas
out of
Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Nice.
We have Dallas starting 4-0. So what would that entail?
I'm partially responsible for that. I'm really high on the Cowboys.
At the Giants.
Yep.
Home against Washington. Over the Ravens in Brazil. At the Texans.
Those last
probably not
two,
happening.
yeah.
So we gave them probably 3 coin flip games. But again, that was why I didn't want us to reflect back.
Well, if
on
they
what
won last
we've done.
week, then we wouldn't
Correct.
have to win this week.
So, but we gave Dallas a 4-0 start.
If Dallas and Kansas City start 4-0, Roger Goodell is going to be somewhere.
Can you imagine that?
Well, then the Cowboys have
Very
a Week
happy.
14 bye.
What?
Wow.
So
That's always great for the fantasy football playoffs as somebody that's got George Pickens in a dynasty league. In terms of looking at the rest of the NFC East, so we had Dallas 4-0. We have the Eagles 3-1. So certainly no shame there. And then we have Washington and the Giants both at 2-2. So we have that as a very competitive division.
Which it always is.
Yeah.
It's a different winner every year.
It is, but it hasn't been maybe this collectively strong. And again, this is just the first 4 games. It's 4 of 17. But that, I would think for that division, that would be about as good a September as they've had in a while.
I think the Giants are going to score points with Dart, Scattaboo. Neighbors is a question mark. That's a concern. I just think they're going to have trouble stopping people after trading Lawrence. But I think John Harbaugh will get that program turned around. But it's not going to be as instant as the New York media thinks it will be.
We'll give you the other 2 divisions in the NFC. So in the South, we have Tampa Bay starting 3-1, followed by the Saints at 2-2. And then Carolina and Atlanta both 1-3 to start the season.
Yeah, Carolina, they did it with mirrors last year because it was such a bad division. Atlanta, they're going to be banking on Tua probably early in the season. I'm not going to bet that. But, Tampa Bay, you like Mayfield, but that's not a great division. Somebody's going to win that at 10-7.
Remember how Tampa blew it last year?
Oh,
and basically handed it straight to Carolina? That was crazy, man. Like that. We were talking about Baker winning the MVP after 6 weeks of the season.
Don't you think they have to sit there and just cringe that they let Liam Cohen get out of their building?
Well, they did everything they could.
I know they tried. They did their best.
Well, what they should have done is tell
Make
Todd
him the
Bowles,
coach.
you're retired.
Yeah, hire him.
Yeah, and we're going to promote this guy because it has happened in this league before. Look at the St. Louis Rams when they won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Dick Vermeil sort of got pushed into retirement so they could hire Mike Martz.
That's right. Yeah,
So-
and again, you've seen it at the college level. Bob Stoops retires at Oklahoma so that Lincoln Riley can be the Sooners coach because they knew they were getting ready to lose him.
Bobby Bowden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jimbo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Great call. One more division to give you the NFC North. We have Green Bay starting out 3-1, along with the Lions. And then we've got the Bears and the Vikings at 2-2. A little bit of a surprise for me there, but a very, very close race and an NFC North that I would imagine is going to come down to the final week.
Yeah, I think the Vikings are going to nosedive this year because they have a quarterback issue and they're old on defense. Green Bay, not a believer in their coach. I think Detroit rebounds. He brought in 2 new coordinators. But I think Ben Johnson is the NFC's Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
He has a schematic advantage in every game.
Yeah, I think that's dead on. So again, to recap, in the AFC South through 4 games, we've got the Jaguars at 3-1 with a 2-game lead over 1-3 Houston and 1-3 Tennessee, and we've got the Colts starting 0-4 again, which seems funny. I don't think they're that bad, but that's the point of this.
Yeah.
There's only so many wins here in September for these squads that consider themselves to be contenders for the playoffs. There's going to be some disappointed outposts.
Yeah, I mean, and that would move their record dating them back to last year, 12, 13 losses in a row?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so I think there's going to be sweeping changes in Indianapolis. When it's like that, I don't think the coach gets fired because the GM probably won't get fired right away. But I think Irsay will wait till after the season, clean house, and I don't know how attractive that job is, but I think that's definitely a hot seat to watch.
Yeah, I would totally agree. All right, when we come back on the lead, we'll give you the golden moment. We will do that next. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
From Duval to the world,
all communication lines are clear.
Download the 1010XL apps for free on Apple and Android devices and listen wherever life takes you.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Honda always has cool stuff, Greg. But talk about the side-by-side of what Pioneer has.
I tell you, the all-new Pioneer, which is their flagship model, all redesigned this year, comes with a cab for heat and AC, so if you want to stay a little cool on those hot summer days when you're out riding, this is the ticket.
And you can have the stereo, full sound.
You name it, we got it. Wheels, tires, stereos, lights, heat and AC, we're your people.
Go check it out in the showroom. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
One of Beard's Diamond's most popular events ever is back. It's Christmas in July. Right now, for a limited time, you get as much as 40% off anything in our showcases. Yes, that includes engagement rings, fashion rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, colored gemstones. This is the annual store-wide sale that everyone loves, because you get December prices in July. Up to 40% off store-wide. Don't miss Christmas in July. Exclusively at Beard's Diamond at the St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com. Shop local. Shop Beards.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Attention contractors. Stop wasting time dealing with permits yourself. Use PermitRockstar.com. Their permitting platform helps contractors cut permitting delays by up to 80%. Stop waiting and start building with PermitRockstar.com.
Hey gang, Prosser here again for my friends Chad and Sandy at Chad and Sandy Realty. To maximize price on your home, you need more than a sign in the yard. You need a proven expert with an aggressive marketing plan and that's why more homeowners are turning to Chad and Sandy Realty. Chad and Sandy's Market Max system is a proven plan. It's going to get your home sold fast for maximum price. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, stress-free. But this is bottom line. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required repairs, pick your move date, no long-term contracts. Just listen to Eric and Jason, brothers in Villa San Jose. After losing our parents, my brother and I were left with a family home to sell. After 196 days on the market with another agent, it just sat there. We heard Chad and Sandy on the radio, gave them a call, got full asking price less than 27 days. So call the local agents who guarantee to sell your homes. Call Chad and Sandy today at 414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off air duct cleaning as well. Hicken here. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Take advantage of the savings.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
The golden moment, very easy today. It was the return of Mark Long. We're so happy Mark is healthy. As he explained earlier in the show, if you missed it, had a very serious car accident a couple weeks ago, broken ribs, broken femur, broken hip, but is on the mend, on his way to a full recovery. And Ryan, he gave us some great tidbits about the Florida quarterback situation. He thinks it's very close and that Tramel Jones could absolutely win the job.
Yeah, that surprised me. But maybe I just was wrong to assume that Philo would have the quote unquote home court advantage with his familiarity with Faulkner. I would still be surprised if it's not Philo in that first game. I mean, I think he'll be on a short leash, but I do think Summerall and Faulkner will go in that first game with a plan to say, hey, third series is definitely going to be Tramel Jones, the second series of the third quarter. And then, if you're taking care of Campbell, the fourth quarter, that kind of thing. But to me, we talked about this earlier, I think you want to be really fine-tuning stuff against FAU because you're going to the Plains the next week. And that's when business picks up.
Yeah, that's the thing, because, that's going to be silent count. You're not obviously going to be able to operate at the line at all. So you might want that more veteran guy in Philo. But you brought up a great point. Florida's offensive line, Summerall's called him out. He said after the spring game, he was like, our offensive line has to have a great summer or we don't have any chance. Mm-hmm. So, if you're Buster Faulkner and you can't trust the offensive line, if it doesn't develop this summer and into fall camp like they want, you can make a case for both guys. Maybe you want Philo because he can get the ball out a little faster, maybe a little bit more decisive on the reads, but Jones gives you more athleticism to perhaps elevate above the X's and O's and go make a play with his legs.
And just hearing Mark talk about Jones and also just, poking around on him this offseason, it's just asinine that he wasn't given a chance last year. But, he should have started against Miami. I don't care about the environment. There were plenty of UF fans there because the season was spiraling down the tubes at that point. Lagway was terrible against LSU, but hey, that's old news. But it's nice revisionist history because here's my thing is there's not a lot, and I said this before, is I wish there was 5 Georgia Tech games to watch of Philo. But he's just about as much of an unknown as Tramel is.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's played some. I also thought it was interesting what he said about the receivers because you asked him, who do you think will be the receiver that really steps forward? He went with VB3, Vernell Brown III. And I think he's great. Love him as a player. But and I don't know much about Eric Singleton, obviously, other than what he's done at other schools. We don't really know what he obviously doesn't have anything in terms of games he's played at Florida. Maybe he'll be terrific. I'd be stunned if Dallas Wilson plays 10 games, and last year he basically played 2. But if he can stay healthy, I don't think he can be covered. Mm-hmm. He's 6'3". He looks like Terrell Owens to me. He's just fast, big, physical. You remember him just throwing the Texas defensive backs off of him as he went down the sideline. To me, Dallas Wilson is somebody that not only can be like the number 1 receiver at Florida, I think he can be one of the best receivers in the nation this fall.
And Singleton, they spent some money on.
Yeah.
Which they probably splurged a little bit for him. So I think they expect him to be good. You know, but we haven't mentioned the key to the whole thing, which is Jaden Baugh.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
You know, I think John Summerall and Buster Faulkner are going to be smarter, where if he has a couple good carries in a row, do not take him out of the game.
Yeah.
Keep giving it to him, because he's going to help. He's going to help that O-line if we're able to get in some second and manageable situations.
And it's interesting you bring that up, because that's really been, sometimes there's a problem just with the guy that you just fired. And sometimes there's a problem that goes back multiple administrations. Dan Mullen was bad about that too. I mean, he would give carries to guys just to keep like the rotation going, and it never made any sense. And so I would hope with Jaden Baugh that Summerall is the kind of coach that, look, he's got to get 15 to 20 touches every game of consequence. Now against Campbell, he probably only needs 3 or 4, but hopefully it does not become, even if they like their depth at that position, and it seems like they do. But you've got a guy that, I mean, the draft analysts think Jaden Baugh has a chance to be the first back off the board. That's not a player that you manage.
Yeah, and that was probably part of their re-recruiting pitch to him, is say, hey, you are going to be our workhorse, because Sarkisian was telling that, so you can play behind Arch Manning, you're going to carry it 20 times a game. So I think that would say, hey, come on back, or there's going to be a new way of doing things. If you're producing, you're going to get a lot of work.
Yeah, without a doubt. When we come back on the lead, we just had another fantastic World Cup result. JJ will tell us all about it, and look forward to what is going to be a gargantuan matchup in the semifinals. We will do that next. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You're listening to The Lead from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
World Cup 2 quarterfinal matches for Saturday. England and Norway will meet at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. England coming off a match against Mexico in Mexico City. They're minus 230 to advance to the semifinals. Norway, after their upset against Brazil, they are plus 184. Also Saturday, Argentina, the defending champs, who narrowly got by Egypt. They're minus 325 in their match against Switzerland, who are plus 250. France advanced with a 2-0 victory on Thursday, and they remain the betting favorite to win the World Cup at plus 135, Spain plus 410, Argentina plus 420.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Here's some advice I've learned over the years. The best time to fix something around your house is before it forces you to. Don't wait until your plumbing fails, your septic system backs up, or your AC quits on the hottest weekend of the summer. This month, Duck Duck Rooter is making it easier to stay ahead of the problem. Save $250 on a whole home repipe or redrain, $50 on any septic service, and $500 on a new AC system. When you're stuck, call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this weekend at VyStar Ballpark. Join them tonight for post-game fireworks. Christmas in July starts tomorrow with a Nutcracker giveaway on Saturday and a Santa hat giveaway on Sunday at 105 as part of Baptist Health Sunday Family Fun Day with catch on the field and free face painting before the game. Tickets start at just $5. JackStrip.com for tickets.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I can tell you, in this financial climate, or really any, it's never been more important to make your money work for you, which is why I'll recommend Mike McGuire and the wealth management team at South State Bank. Financial planning is based on trust, because it's so important. You can trust the South State team. They offer the best combination of sophisticated wealth management strategies with a truly personal approach. That will help you meet your financial goals. Stop by your local South State branch and ask them to connect you with Mike McGuire and the wealth management team. You'll be glad you did. South State Bank, member FDIC.
When you're craving scratch-made food, 29-degree draft beer, and the best seat in the house for every game, there's only one place to go, Twin Peaks. E.T. here, and from juicy burgers and smoked in-house wings to ice-cold brews served by the friendliest team around, Twin Peaks is the ultimate sports lodge. Wall-to-wall TVs everywhere. You'll never miss a moment. So grab your crew and head over to Twin Peaks, where the views are impeccable and the food hits every time. And the beer is always colder than your ex's heart. Twin Peaks, eat, drink, scenic views.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of back pain relief with just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sun up to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, care starts with listening, one-on-one consultations, clear answers, and a plan built around you. Our orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine physicians, and rehabilitation specialists work together to treat injuries, manage chronic pain, and restore strength and mobility. From your first check-in to your personalized treatment plan, everything is designed to help you move forward with confidence. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, expert care, improving lives.
Rick Ballou here. DraftKings is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Florida. Win or go home, that's it. That's the World Cup knockout round, and DraftKings has you covered every single match. The DraftKings app is now live in Florida, so whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you are in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL, spend $5 and get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. The code is 1010XL. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions. Dollars that expire in 1 year, ends July 19th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Bad thoughts in my head.
Welcome back to The Lead on 1010XL 92.5 FM. We're getting ready to hand it off to Rick Ballou. We've got Ryan O'Halloran and JJ LaSelva. I'm Hayes Carline. JJ, what a result there. Spain 2-1 over Belgium. Boy, that injury to the Belgium keeper probably swayed the match, right?
Yeah, so Courtois, who is one of the 3 remaining players on Belgium from the 2014 team that knocked us out, he had to get subbed off, which you never see a keeper get hurt. But he's an older cat, so he leaves around, 70th minute or something, and then not too long after that, Spain takes a shot from outside the box that is like a simple save that any keeper makes. It's the backup. He hasn't played the entire tournament. He sort of stops it, but it gets deflected and it goes right to a Spanish player, and they score 2-1 after not looking quite impressive. And they got France next Tuesday in the one that we've all been waiting for, Spain versus France in the semis.
Early pick.
France. I've been going with France the whole World Cup, and they look so much better than Spain right now. I know that doesn't really mean much, but yeah, I'm still going with France. And then Saturday, 2 killer games tomorrow. 5 o'clock, we have England-Norway, and then Messi, 9 o'clock against Swiss. So I'm really excited. Usually, you want to see some upsets, but when it comes to this part of the tournament, you want the best teams in it, and that's what we have.
Well,
besides Norway, but they're a great story, and they have arguably the best striker in the world.
I mean, Switzerland's goal right now is 0-0.
Yeah,
penalties. They're going to lock it down. They're not going to have any shots on goal. So Argentina will have to be patient, see if they can, work one through that, brick wall. But the first game, to me, Norway, England, 2 of the best strikers.
That game to me is definitely the game of the day. But like you said, Switzerland's not going to win this tournament, but they could beat Argentina. Mm-hmm. They could knock. They did it against Colombia, played a really drab match, played for a 0-0 basically, and that's what they got. And I mean, how much magic does Argentina left after those last 2 games? They've been insane. Yeah. Do they have anything emotionally or physically left? They're not a young team. we saw them literally crying. All the players are crying after they won the last game on the field. So we'll see what they got left.
I think the 8 o'clock start in Kansas City helps them.
Yep.
But the little man has put on some miles here this tournament.
Exactly.
A lot more than they probably thought. Cape Verde,
Easy.
50 minutes, pull him out. Instead, he played, 110?
Exactly.
So 120. So, yeah. And what anytime you watch Messi compared to these other goal scorers, the way he works up the field, he was involved in
intense. Bro.
Yeah, he was involved in a lot of stuff all over that half of the field. So, looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, he puts the team on his back, man. He really had a terrible first 60 minutes in that last game. He missed the penalty, of course, and then when he really needed to turn it on, he did. But can he do that for 90 minutes in a game against England? In the semis, we'll see. I think they could win against Switzerland pretty easily.
Yeah,
but
his celebration after he tied it against who was it? Oh, Egypt. The 2 leaps in the air. He knew that his World Cup career was basically over until that point.
Absolutely.
Do you guys think it'll be England, Argentina, and the other semifinal?
I do.
Yeah, I do too. I think Norway's getting a lot of love, and I've seen a lot of people picking them for an upset. But besides Odegaard, who's their best midfielder, and of course Haaland, they don't have Berg is a good midfielder, but they don't have nearly the talent that England does. The thing about England, though, they have one of their center backs is suspended because of the red card that they got against Mexico. Another one's hurt. So you don't want to have the backups playing against Haaland. Those are the guys that are going to be one-on-one against Haaland the whole game. So I could see Norway scoring, but at the end of the day, I think England wins this.
About 30 minutes into the game, I put in Dan Burn.
Oh,
I love him. Man in. Put the big man in to go against the big guy.
He's the guy who they brought in against Mexico when they only had 10 men, and they're
6'7".
Hey, stand here and head every single ball that comes in, and it worked.
Yeah, so that's what I do.
The thing is, Haaland is quick, too. So he could go around a guy like Burn, but we'll see.
Do you agree? You think France beats Spain?
I do, because Mbappe was mostly a spectator yesterday until that one shot, but then he
missed a penalty too.
Yeah, they're able just to create more forward movement where Spain didn't really threaten at all after they scored today.
They like to hold the ball, but they don't have a lot in attack when it comes to forwards. That's all France has. They have 10 guys that could score.
Yeah.
It does seem like it's almost like a matchup we'd see in the NFL with a high-scoring offense going against the Texans defense, which is kind of like what Spain sort of reminds me of. Today was the first goal they've given up
the entire tournament.
Yeah, that's
the entire tournament.
All right, let's do this now.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick Ballou joining us. Rick, I heard you talking about this on your show a couple days ago about the SEC and the Big Ten and possible breaking away. Where do you think it's headed?
Man, I think they're all going to end up agreeing on something, and it's going to end up favoring those two conferences. I don't know how they're going to be able to slice it up, though. I mean, how can you rightfully say that those two conferences deserve more? Because the Big 12 all of a sudden is spending a lot of money. I mean, the ACC is really lagging in all of this. I don't know. It's confusing. What would you rather have? A salary cap like we have in the NFL where there's not big market, small market as far as salary? Or do you want the New York Yankees, Los Angeles Dodgers deferring millions and almost billions? And then, that argument gets ruined when you see a team like Tampa Bay that's playing the best baseball right now in both leagues and look at their overall salary.
ACC Media Days next week. What do you need to hear from Mike Norvell to give you confidence?
Here's the deal. I got a show tonight and I'm on my way to St. Lucia. Okay. Every time Mike Norvell says we're just trying to get better, I'm going to drink something with rum in it. Okay. And it's going to be frozen.
That takes you to 9 a.m.
Hey, but I do have breaking news.
Yeah,
I should have told JJ, should we get play the music for us? NFL Media's Cameron Wolf is now reporting Trevor Lawrence is going to be the starting quarterback
thank God.
for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, thank God.
So that is it.
What you got?
More from Cameron.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for more breaking
More
news.
from
Once
Cameron.
he gives us breaking news, I'll regurgitate it here on the show.
All right, sounds great. We'll be listening. Into the Night with Rick Ballou up next. That's going to do it for us. For Ryan O'Halloran, for JJ LaSelva, for Mark Long, for Kai Stevens. We certainly appreciate you guys listening. Well, quick, what you got coming up? Jacksonville.com.
Notes column tomorrow led by Napier, but
Okay.
also some other Jaguar notes.
All right, wonderful stuff. Have a great weekend. Thank you for listening to The Lead. Into the Night with Rick Ballou up next on 1010XL 92.5 FM.